I have heard that a certain minister and some executives of the NDC in Western region, I am one there, Galamsey Ubutua Wetu, and that they will never stop because they believe there Honaban is in power. This is coming from an NPP communicator, and for you to say something like this, you can be sued. But yet, he went on to say, to explain vividly with certain inyemebi and evidences be struck by certain people be ever since NDC took power. Now, it became a very surprising yet something shocking to see. Nti yeba aboshe video no to the end. Mamazana share video from mobile WhatsApp. Maybe at Chawadun comment section.
I mean, more Omampeni Nabasu say for the first time in the history of this country. Yenya Omampenia Wakache Attorney General say when investigation into party executives ya bomb ni shom ya galamsi. I'm talking about Joseph Yamin and Abanga.
It's never true. The national women's organizer of the NPP, the galam and the excavators. Yes, you know. Tell me something, boy. Me say the national women's. Oh, this is not about Yoko. No, me say the issue is the national women's organizer of the NPP. Or no national officer. Or no Akufo-Addo nim the direct. Obi nim the direct no. Nin excavators be 8 nina condemned to grave.
Maybe they didn't know saying.
Yes, you know.
The
issue is my President Mama Yamon Abasu for what? We're failing the fight against Galamsey.
The third vice chairman.
And
see,
and as we speak, Yoko Freno, what here?
Oh, Yoko
Freno. And what was the results?
Oh, the end
of results. You see, national organizer and national catcher say, Mati tax force, Ukruma, and no money nam Galamsey site, and no Mujitska, and also Meboa. Meboa, it's fight now, cannot fight men on President Mama Okum, near Kobonabaso. Was it tax force now, Muamate? I say, a friend saying, Omunko, Galamsey site, and Coco, stopping Crofono. They are there, our more extort monies. Tell me, Sameboa, and you're telling me, Samemo President Mama Baso, send a task force, Nena Momujiska. You will crumb her at Mampunia. There was a video, I say, constituency chairman or Tuama Unya Quino Betu. Tell me, Sameboa. And they go to Western region, and also NDC or Muslim regional chairman minister or see yan chin nen chicha ibetu Galamsey. And then check. Nyoma ekoso okroma. Tina meka say, Yakopon beko so ehira president Akufo-Addo. Mo akoso ehira Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Eko a mo swai wo eye Galamsey so. President Mama on swai quarter half round on swai okroma. And we see more and say, my President Mama say, oh, a friend saying, oh, and microphone in Namo, or Mujijiska. And they go and check. In Sueni say, I say, Ukruma. And the MPP 8 years, ne also no. Effect. Just 9 months in office. The way NDC boys here say, so, and it's as Ukruma. I had a minister never TV Susan. Minister and tell Ukruma and Sunye. What's not TV Susan? The same minister, yes, so and of course, around the big thing, and today, how many Obama, Waunia Erastus, right? Or see a 2 Obama woman and this boy TC Muse, ya buy now, but yes, you call Galamsey. Ya buy now, Erastus Nekai. Yes, some Kofobi uniform, also from national security, or Mundanam Galamsey sites. And you're telling me, say, me mom say ma President Mahama say, dear na why?
I see.
Measures ben na President Mahama Diego form. Tell me measures a President Mahama Diego form. I yield the resource Ukruma. There is no measures Papa Bia or Diego form. Because yet in some okay. And then what pass or see the AI. Paka tell me, say a him fan na won't say, ye the AI ne fighting Galamsey Ukruma.
Medasi, Perez Medasi.
President Mama fairly, I say Galamsey no ye Ghana ni. Listen to what you mean. Because Galamsey no abu abanwe preplan. Abanwe lusu a friend saying the fight against Galamsey. Right. And there is no way about me akon. Say now so to mean declare state of emergency. President Mama and ye chepe face say woni wa ban ma bom wa memuo mo. Muni ma memuo.
Mate.
Musori adede. Next time we lose a friend saying the fight against Galamsey. Right. And there is no way about me akon. Say now so to mean declare state of emergency. President Mama, any chepe face wuni wa ban ma bom wa memuo mo. Muni ma memuo.
Mate.
Mo sorry adede.
That genuinely must be for people who love this country and who understand
the state of emergency.
Yes, we have to declare it. Declare a state of emergency and go back to the drawing table. We know what the problem is.
That was Emmanuel Amakufibwa, who eventually became our Lands and Natural Resources Minister, speaking ahead of the 2024 general election. At the time, illegal mining had left scars Ghana had never really seen before. River bodies were poisoned, forest reserves were destroyed, and humans felt the horror of the menace. Several mining communities recorded cases of children born with deformities and, in some cases, childhood cancers. The ruling party as of then, the New Patriotic Party, put in structures to handle the situation, but the opposition NDC had other plans, and President John Dramani Mahama, who was then the flag bearer of the opposition NDC, promised all of us a reset.
I can relate to the recent cynicism and massive mistrust you have in our body politics because the current government has been undeserving of your trust. The challenges of today might seem insurmountable, but I urge you to look beyond the present and dream with me of a reset Ghana, the Ghana we all want.
Months of campaign with calls by the NDC for a declaration of a state of emergency. Power moves to their side. 8 months down the line, President Mahama has his first meet the press encounter, and my colleague Joshua Kojo-Mensah asks him this.
I'm glad to hear that you personally are telling us that indeed steps have been taken to repeal LI 2462. But then I want to find out from you, the pro-environmentalist groups and then civil society, they want this declaration of a state of emergency. Where's the difficulty in declaring that state of emergency? Thank you.
I've been reluctant to implement a state of emergency in the Galamsey fight because we've not exhausted the powers we even have without a state of emergency. We have the opportunity to arrest anybody, to confiscate any such thing. There are laws for forest protection and all that give us enough powers to be able to act. Implementing a state of emergency might sound nice, but it should be the last extreme, the last resort. So for now, let's exercise all the powers we have.
The government has indeed rolled out several interventions. The Blue Water Guards to protect rivers, National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariats or NIMOS to coordinate enforcement, and police deployment under the IGP. But the IGP's men were later withdrawn, citing operational overlaps.
We called off the IGP's anti-Galamsey task force because they are supposed to coordinate with NIMOS, that is the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat. Unfortunately, they were not doing that.
Months on, many activists say the fight against illegal mining is failing. The matter has escalated to fighting irresponsible mining, an umbrella covering even licensed miners who are not conforming to best practices.
Up to ask for a state of emergency to be declared. What has changed? If anything, things have gone from bad to worse.
When it comes to the issues of Galamsey and in addressing the matter, what we heard from him were all excuses. The way the Galamsey issues has been addressed on the ground, the issue is escalating significantly.
So what exactly is the state of emergency?